Hey everyone, it's your professional sarcastic man and seeker of attention, Chris here with the review of Action Comics number 1002. As you can see, there is something a little different. Much like Bendis's slight changes to Superman, I'm making a slight change to how I review. So I don't have the steady, shaky cam here. So you don't see my table. The infamous white table is gone. Gone but not forgotten. It's not literally gone, it's just gone from these videos for now. So I'll see how this setup goes, because I'd prefer not to have the shaky cam all the time, but we'll see how this setup goes. So Action Comics number 1002. In my review for the first issue, I was not impressed. It was not interesting. There was nothing there that justified, like, this is definitely something you have to read. And I have the same feeling with this one. There was nothing with Action Comics number 1002 that interests me. With it, I go within a blank slate. Okay, clear all the problems I had with any of this, with Superman, all that. Okay, story go, and it still didn't interest me at all. So starting off, continuing the trend, we have another recap of who Superman is and of the story. Not that much of a coincidence, since, Brian Michael Bendis worked at Marvel, and Marvel does this for every one of their titles. A brief summary of who the character is and what's going on in the story. There's several little post-it notes kind of to break the fourth wall a little bit, but starting off from here, that Bendis tries to do his own kind of take on, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman, and starts off, look up in the sky. Oh, look, Taurus. It's a bird, you jackass. It's a plane. What? That doesn't even look remotely like a. It's a. Oh, this is going to scar me. It's just. I know what Bendis is trying to do. I'm not buying it. It's trying to be like a funny take. Kind of funny, not really full on comedic, but I can see what he's trying to do. And Perry from the get-go is not happy about this article that Robinson Good has put out. Superman drops gangster to death. And here's another kind of this is funny kind of moment. Is the person that was dropped to his death is called John Bender, aka Yogurt. Yogurt. His street name was Yogurt. Should I ask why? Oh, I wouldn't. Don't worry. This is repeated several times throughout this issue. It's not funny, Bendis. I know what you're trying to do with that. It's trying to be funny. It's like, that's weird. He's a street criminal and his name is Yogurt. That's funny, right? Seems to be that Robinson Good is not good at reporting, as Perry reveals to her. At the same time Superman supposedly dropped a gangster to his death, he was in Seattle with the Justice League. And also later on saying that he was also sighted in Coast City. And she gives her reason, just like, oh, well, hey, I report the news. And Perry, being an actual editor, tells her, then go find some, because this ain't it, Ms. Good. Exactly. She went straight into a report without any actual proper evidence or even checking up on anything. There's this whole, someone is blaming Superman for fires, and then suddenly people believe Superman has dropped a gangster to his death. You might want to look into it like an actual reporter would. See, here, like I said, it's what was that, Mr. White? Yogurt, Kent. You want me to get you some? Low-level criminal goes by Yogurt. That was the thing in Midtown. And just the more of the Bender speak, find out what? Find out more. Okay, whatever. Skipping forward. I don't know if everyone's just IQ's kind of dropped in this, because later when Maggie goes to see Guardian, who was attacked by the new character Red Cloud, not Clown. She as soon as she goes in the hospital, she meets the doctor and is like, hi. Like she wasn't expecting that a doctor would work at a hospital. And then then another just kind of like they're trying to find out what he's actually saying. He's saying Red Cloud, and they try to pass it off as a kind of a joke. It's just like, red cold, red clod, red tornado. Where'd you hear tornado? Red Cloud. Finally, Red Cloud. I know Bendis is trying to be funny with these things. It's just they're not good jokes. It's not good humor. So, like an actual reporter, unlike Robinson Good, Clark actually goes to investigate about Yogurt, hanging out at the bar with his friends, and the whole subplot of the fires happening is resolved in this issue. Turns out the Yogurt, the one that died, was the one who committed all of the fires. The reasoning being is that he lit the fires because Superman was preoccupied at the time and would not be paying attention to what's going on in the city while he's preoccupied. There's this issue has two good moments. Like this, I do like this moment with Superman where he just is like, excuse me, I have to go out for a bit. Goes out, punches pretty much just a field of asteroids, and he's just angry. He's just super pissed that people would just take advantage of him being in Metropolis, and they just think it's okay to commit these crimes. So you did something good here, Bendis, but I can't say a lot of that for this issue. Cat Grant is kind of reintroduced into Action Comics. I know she was in the Supergirl during the start of Rebirth. I'm not sure if she's still in Supergirl. I wouldn't think so, with the current series being about figuring out who Rogol Zar is and Kara going off into space. But so even more like this is just Bendis speak the book. Essentially, there's more and more just essentially repeating the same thing with different kind of almost connotations, wording it differently. So what Kat is talking about is Lois's book, and this gives a hint that Lois is actually back. She's back from her trip with the father-in-law and with John. And it's just okay. Hey, I saw some of it. Strong stuff, really strong. Some of what? The galleys. Of what? Her book. Whose book? Lois's book. It's really good. Lois Lane's book. Yeah, she finished her book. We get that it's Lois Lane's book, but I'm just going to leave that. I'm still not impressed with Action Comics. Like, there's more Bendis speak in this than there was in the previous issue. Even more than Superman #1 of his start of Superman. And it was more annoying than usual because a lot of it was used to tell a joke. It's like, this criminal is called Yogurt. Isn't that funny? Like, the only plus I can give to this issue is the art, of course, Patrick Gleason's art. I'm going to give the plus to that. And just that one scene of Superman letting out his frustration and anger after discovering that the fires were lit just because Superman wasn't in the city, and they could get away with it because he wasn't, because he was preoccupied the whole time. It's the only two good things I can give this issue. The rest I can't. It's still not interesting. Like I said, I went in with a clean head, clear mind, and I still came out not interested. It's not boring. It's just not interesting. That's the thing. before issue number 2 of Superman, Superman was much more interesting. It grabbed me in. While it had problems, it wasn't perfect. It grabbed me in. It's like, okay, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be good. Prior to issue number 2 happening, with Action Comics so far, nothing interesting has happened, and that whole fire subplot. I know there's going to be more to it, but if that's literally how it ends, that's while I'm glad that it's resolved quickly, I'm disappointed of it, like how kind of anticlimactic that is. It's just like, oh, this whole fire subplot is done now. Something that took a roughly our mini series to develop is already done in 2 issues. Like, okay, that was pointless, I guess. But that's that's it for this video. If you are reading Action Comics, what are your thoughts? Do you feel the same? Do you actually like it? I won't hate on you if you like it. If you like it, you like it. That's everyone has different tastes. It's just I don't find this interesting at all. There's more and more. It seems like I'm just gonna drop them. Like I don't want to spend I don't want to spend money on stories that are not interesting. But, that's me. That's it for the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, or if YouTube has messed you up. Leave a comment, check out my Twitter, check out any of my previous videos if they tickle your fancy, and I will see you amazing people next time.